about to address some things as the supervisor. There will be no comments. There will be anything. It'll just be me addressing you guys to tell you what's going on.
It's so weird. It really is like the whole country's hypnotized. And I just think this is a perfect storm of things that are happening all at the same time.
Because we're about to dive into some juicy drama coming out of Dalton, Illinois. Mayor Tiffany Henyard is at the heart of a political whirlwind that's only getting more chaotic by the minute. If you thought local politics couldn't compete with a reality TV show, think again. This story has more shocking twists, jaw-dropping turns, and moments that'll leave you shaking your head than anyone ever saw coming. And, just to spice things up, Joe Rogan has joined the fray, making this small-town scandal a hot topic on the national stage. Let's unpack what's really happening here.
Tonight, Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard is suing some village trustees over...
For those who might not be familiar, Tiffany Henyard made history in 2021 as Dalton's first female mayor, truly a trailblazer. But instead of steering the town towards smooth waters, she's now embroiled in controversy that's casting serious doubt on her leadership. And this isn't just the usual political mudslinging. Henyard's facing some heavy accusations, including using intimidation tactics, threatening residents, and even hiring one of the nation's most controversial lawyers to defend herself. It almost sounds like the plot of a Hollywood thriller, not a small-town mayor's real life. Things took a sharp turn when reports started emerging, suggesting Henyard wasn't exactly winning over the people of Dalton. Disagreeing with critics is one thing, but when a mayor allegedly threatens her own constituents. Yep, you heard that right. Some say Henyard directly warned those who spoke out against her that they'd face consequences. Let that sink in. This is a public official, someone who should be listening to and representing the community, but instead of fostering dialogue, she's reportedly using intimidation to shut people down. Talk about an abuse of power, huh?
2 meetings in different locations. It was a little confusing for some residents, but the meeting here at Village Hall canceled after a few minutes.
But these threats didn't end with just words, oh no. Some residents claim they've been getting more attention from local authorities than they ever expected, and definitely not the kind you'd want. Picture this. You speak out about how things are being handled in your town, and suddenly, you're under a microscope, facing all kinds of scrutiny. Is it just a coincidence? Hard to say, but it's definitely raising some serious red flags. Understandably, the outrage is building. People are demanding answers and wondering if their mayor has crossed a line that no public official should ever dare to cross.
Investigator, I've got some books as super mayor. Inside I have from the United States District Court, Rogan District.
With all this tension bubbling over, who else but Joe Rogan would step in and shine a light on the drama? That's right, Joe Rogan, whose podcast reaches millions, and when he talks, you can bet it's going to turn heads. And this time, Rogan didn't pull any punches. He went after Henyard, accusing her of a blatant abuse of power, and specifically calling her out for allegedly threatening her own residents. It's not every day that a small-town mayor attracts the attention of a national media figure, but when someone like Rogan speaks, people listen. This took the whole Henyard saga to a whole new level.
Be what's running the thing. We're letting the thing be run by the people that are in power.
Rogan's criticism wasn't just about Henyard as a politician. It was about something much bigger. He took aim at the broader issue of power being abused, especially by elected officials who are supposed to be held to the highest standards of accountability. His message hit hard and clearly struck a chord with his audience. Henyard, who might have thought this was just a local squabble that would eventually fade, now had to face the harsh truth. Her actions were under national scrutiny. With Rogan's massive platform shining a spotlight on the concerns of Dalton's residents, what was once a small-town issue quickly turned into a full-blown scandal. But let's take a closer look at these allegations, because it's not just about Joe Rogan calling her out. Residents in Dalton are genuinely afraid, and they've been speaking out about it. Some claim Henyard's threats weren't just empty words. They say they've faced real, tangible consequences for daring to speak up.
Judge today declining to hold her in contempt, but did warn her that if she did not follow the ruling.
Which brings us to Henyard's decision to hire Bly, as her attorney now. If you're not familiar with this guy, let's paint a picture for you. Bully isn't just any lawyer, he's been tied to some of the most controversial and scandalous legal cases in recent history. Remember, the R. Kelly saga. Bly was right there representing the disgraced singer former manager, and that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to his involvement in shady cases. He's accused of coaching witnesses, bending the rules, and defending some of the most notorious figures in the country. So when Henyard decided to bring him on board, you can imagine the public's reaction.
Very appreciative to receive the information today. We have the best mayor ever. I've been here since 19.
Let's take a step back for a moment, because this next move really adds fuel to the fire. Henyard's choice to hire Bly as her attorney has raised more than a few eyebrows. If you're unfamiliar with this guy, let me fill you in. Bly isn't your typical lawyer. He's been linked to some of the most controversial and downright scandalous legal cases in recent years. Remember the R. Kelly saga? Bly was right there, defending the disgraced singer's former manager. And that's just the beginning of his involvement in shady dealings. He's been accused of coaching witnesses, bending the rules, and representing some of the most notorious figures in the country. So when Henyard decided to hire him, you can bet it sent shockwaves through the community, and you can probably guess how the public reacted.
I guess anything else? I get sued all the time.
People are scratching their heads, asking, why on earth would Henyard hire someone like Bly? It's not like there's a shortage of lawyers to choose from, but no, she went straight for the one whose reputation raises more questions than answers. This move has only fueled the growing speculation that Henyard might be hiding more than she's willing to admit. After all, when you're already facing accusations of abusing power, is hiring a lawyer known for bending the rules really the smartest move? It just doesn't add up.
Shameful. Y'all are a disgrace.
We're watching the fall of this administration.
The reaction from Dalton's residents has been nothing short of outrage. People are left confused, trying to make sense of what's going on in their town. Some are even questioning Henyard's judgment at this point, with rumors flying that she used taxpayer money to travel to Vegas for some partying and even bought a brand new Toho for $150 in cash, all on the taxpayer's dime. And that's not all. Anyone who dares to oppose her allegedly faces the wrath of eviction and the shutdown of their businesses. These aren't just petty complaints. These are serious accusations that paint a picture of a leader who's completely lost control. With every new piece of information coming to light, it feels like Henyard is only digging herself deeper into a hole.
We made sure they had wands, and we also told our board to come upstairs due to the fact they had several ways to exit.
What's truly wild is that Henyard's previous legal team didn't just step down, they quit. That's right, they resigned, reportedly because they couldn't handle the financial strain. Can you imagine being so mired in controversy that even your own lawyers are like, yeah, we're out of here? Well, that's exactly what went down. Now, with Bly stepping in, the stakes have never been higher. People are watching this situation like hawks, waiting to see how it all plays out. But let's be real, things aren't looking too good for Henyard right now.
There is a new legal battle brewing in Dalton between the mayor and some village trustees.
As Virginia Waldrop explains, it has a lot to do with 2 meetings held.
Let's circle back to Bly for a second, because his involvement is a major part of this entire saga. This guy's been at the heart of some seriously messy legal battles, and his tactics have been questioned more times than anyone can count. There have been accusations of him coaching witnesses, manipulating the legal system, and even pocketing money from clients without delivering the promised services. If it sounds like this is the kind of lawyer who thrives in scandal, that's because he does, and now he's representing Henyard. This raises a lot of questions about what her next move might be. What's even more intriguing is the timing of it all. Henyard is already under investigation for financial mismanagement, with reports emerging that she's been using taxpayer money for personal expenses, lavish trips, expensive purchases, and throwing huge parties, all on the public's dime. It's not exactly a good look. As more details unfold, things are only getting worse. Add Bly into the mix, and it's a recipe for disaster. Henyard made a late appearance at the Dalton Village Board meeting this evening, which was held at the Park District building since Village Hall couldn't legally accommodate the crowd. People are wondering why she would bring in someone like Bly when she should be focused on clearing her name. Is she counting on his aggressive tactics to help her weather the storm, or is there something deeper going on that we haven't seen yet? Speculation is running wild, and honestly, it's hard to say what her endgame is. But one thing is clear, Henyard isn't going down without a fight. Let's not forget, Henyard's been facing constant scrutiny even before this latest controversy. Her time in office has been filled with chaos, board meetings turning into shouting matches, allegations of unethical spending, and now this. It feels like every few months, there's a new headline about something going wrong in Dalton, with Henyard always at the center of it. For someone who came into office with so much promise, she's managed to turn things upside down in record time. Now, with the FBI reportedly getting involved, this situation is about to escalate even further. The stakes are high, and there's talk of a federal investigation into Henyard's finances, her political committee, and even her close associates. You'd think this would be a wake-up call for anyone in her position, but Henyard seems to be doubling down. She's still insisting that she's the victim of a smear campaign orchestrated by her political enemies. It's like she's just leaning into the chaos with no plan to course correct. It's a bold move, but whether it's the right one is still up in the air. What's certain, though, is that her decision to bring in Bly has only added more fuel to the fire. People are more suspicious than ever, and the questions just keep piling up. Why would she hire someone with such a controversial history? What does she think Bly can do for her that no one else can? And perhaps most importantly, what does she have to hide? Today in court, there were discussions over illegal appointments Henyard allegedly made for several positions within the village. As this scandal continues to unfold, the residents of Dalton are left wondering what comes next. Henyard's critics are calling for her resignation, arguing that she's lost the trust of the community and it's time for a change. Some are even saying that if she doesn't step down, she could face serious legal consequences. It's a tense situation, and one that doesn't seem likely to calm down anytime soon. So, what do you think? Is Henyard fighting a losing battle, or is there a chance she'll come out on top? Should public officials like her be held to a higher standard, or is this just the way the game is played in politics? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Until next time.